Royal Caribbean's 5 good and 5 not so much. Every cruise line, every cruise ship, every cruise itinerary has its own good and not so good experiences. Hi, it's Dan from Nancy and Dan Travel. In this video, we share with you 5, more than 5 actually, good things and 5, again, more than 5, not so good things about our recent 3-night cruise aboard Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas. We had a great time. We already shared with you in several recent videos different aspects about our recent Royal Caribbean sailing. We already shared with you in several recent videos different aspects about our Royal Caribbean sailing. Yet there is much more about our experiences to tell. Our perspective is that of seniors, and our review here is for adults of all ages. We will alternate between one good experience and one not so good experience. And with that, let's start sharing our experiences with you. The first good experience was actually a great experience, that being driving to and parking at Royal Caribbean's Terminal 1 at Port Canaveral. On the day of departure for any cruise, you want to get to this: being on board, experiencing the ship, and looking out from the side of the ship or from your cabin. Yet, how did we get here? We drove from Orlando. It was our first time driving ourselves instead of taking a motor coach or bus transportation. Now, should you drive as we did, take a minute before you leave to locate the terminal number for where your ship is located. For us, the Allure of the Seas was docked at Terminal 1. Notice the signs are very specific and easy to follow on the road. At least it was for us. There's our sign confirming that our ship, the Allure of the Seas, and the exit we should take. That was very comforting to see for first-time drivers like us to the port. Next, we have a series of photos in rapid succession for you to see what we saw. Notice the signs at the terminal are very clear. Yes, that's the Allure of the Seas there in the distance. As you follow the line of cars into the garage, notice if you are dropping off luggage to be taken by Royal Caribbean staff to your stateroom, as we were, you stay in the right-hand lane here. There was plenty of staff with the carts for the suitcases being dropped off, so things proceeded very quickly, much faster than I had anticipated. Remember, your suitcases will already have your Royal Caribbean sailing luggage tags on them. You received these about a week or so before departure via email, so you simply print them, wrap them around the handle of each suitcase, and staple. It's pretty easy, actually. Once done, you then proceed to follow the line-up cars on the left to park within the parking structure. You pay for the parking for the duration of your stay first, and then you find an open spot, and you are done. Time to turn off the ignition. It was impressively easy. Next, the first not-so-good experience was with the towels. No, not the ones in the cabin, but the ones we used by the pool and on Coco Cay, Royal Caribbean's private island in the Caribbean. When you're on vacation, you want to maximize your relaxing time. You don't want to have to wait in lines, any lines. Yet Royal Caribbean's policy, I have to say, is a tad archaic. Yes, that might seem harsh, but they make you stand in line at the pool towel dispensing kiosk, sign for the number of towels you receive. Then, once you are done, you have to once again stand in line at the towel return kiosk. Seriously, what does Royal Caribbean think you're going to do with these towels? They are not plush or luxury towels. It's the same procedure on Coco Cay. Come on, man. Good experience number 2, boarding the ship at Port Canaveral. Remember how easy it was to drive to and park at the terminal? Same goes for our experience boarding the Allure of the Seas. The elevator from level 3 where we parked our rental car was just steps away. We followed the roped walkway until we arrived at the security inspection, which is just like it is at the airports. This took us less than 5 minutes. Next was the check-in area. It was huge, yet, since we snagged an early 11 a.m. boarding time, there were only 1 or 2 people deep. It was a great experience. Not so good experience number 2. We've talked in prior videos about on this cruise how much we liked the adults-only solarium area. It's really very visually appealing and has everything you can want. The minor annoyance was the speakers used for the announcements. It was different somehow from the speakers being used for the background music. Imagine you're on an airplane and the captain starts trying to talk to you about this or that. Usually, when you're in the air, there's no way you can understand the pilot. Yet, for some reason, that's the same thing in our experience here. The second item was more impactful. The water for the small dipping pool in the center of the solarium seen here was not hot or warm at all. It was cold. It was humorous how many times Nancy and I would see people spotting that this pool had lots of room, would start to walk into it, get that shocked look on their faces, and get right back out. There's no reason why it couldn't have been at least a tad warmer, in our opinion. Good experience number 3, the South Beach area of Coco Cay. We had a great time at South Beach. Here is where you arrive at Coco Cay from your ship, while here is where Nancy is pointing out the South Beach area. You can walk from there or take the free tram. We decided to walk. It took about 10 to 12 minutes. We'll show you the actual walk in a later video if you're interested. South Beach is huge. Just look at all of these loungers and, what I like to see, lots of umbrellas. This area on the left has the overwater cabins, which were just a tad too pricey for our budget. Okay, make that more than a tad too pricey for our budget. Yet they seem very nice. The beach sand was very smooth. The entrance into the water was very shallow, not a large drop off at all that are at some beaches.
This smells like salt water. Oh my God. If this is warmer than the pool, how freaking cold was the pool?
We hope you have found at least some of the experiences so far interesting and useful for you. If you have, you may wish to subscribe to our @Nandan Travel YouTube channel if you've not already done so for future travel videos for adults, where we try and save you money, time through our travel insights, recommendations, experiences that we share with you. South Beach has a tiki hut with adult beverages just a few yards into the water, which was very cute and very popular. There's also, of course, a bar right on the beach, along with the, yes, towel dispensing hut. Can't forget that. Plenty of beachfront cabanas to rent. Various beach games. It's just a great area. We highly recommend the South Beach area of Royal Caribbean's perfect day at Coco Cay for those who want a relaxing beach experience, with one exception. And that leads us into our third not so great experience. If you go to South Beach, we suggest you do not eat there. Yes, it has its own food area for typical beach foods such as burgers, fries, chicken fingers, a few snacks like brownies and cookies and beverage dispenser. Yet, when we were done at South Beach and were returning to the Allure of the Seas, we walked by the food court that was much closer to the ship. It had a much, much larger selection of food, including some great options such as tacos. We must have missed the notice that said that this area had better food options than the food area at South Beach. So, if you go to South Beach area, you now know about the better food options closer to the area where the ship docks. Good experience number 3, mini golf. It seems like most large cruise ships have a mini golf area, yet this one was really cute. Remember, we were only on the Allure of the Seas for a short 3-night weekend cruise. We never found the time to actually play as we were so chill in the solarium area at the front of the ship. Yet it was a very attractive setup, and when we go again, we'll make a point to play a round or two. We'll post another video in a week or two about the entire outdoor games area of the Allures of the Seas, so you can see what that has to offer. Now, not so good experience number 4, a quick one. The free ice cream and hot chocolate were pretty bad. I cannot remember the last time I had soft serve ice cream with chunks of ice cream in it. It was not soft. And it lacked any flavor. As for the hot cocoa, on a cold day, do yourself a favor, get a cup of hot coffee or tea instead. Good experience number 5, the main dining restaurant. We quite enjoyed it. It is located on 3 decks as shown here. We found it very visually appealing. The staff was very attentive. On your key card giving you access to your cabin, it shows you which of the 3 decks you are assigned for your meals in the main dining room. One of the nights we came out of the amphitheater after seeing Mamma Mia, which was great, and walked right up to the maitre d' across the theater and asked if we could get a table since we missed our assigned time because of the show. No problem at all. The food you are seeing here was very tasty. There are no complaints at all from Nancy and Dan on the main dining restaurant within the Allure of the Seas. Not so great experience number 5, lack of interior cabin privacy. I know you're saying, well, of course not. Well, we didn't really think about this. Since it was a short cruise, we thought we'd try an interior balcony cabin. Yes, our video review is now available for you to see for yourself. Would we choose it again? No. While it was nice visually for us seeing Central Park area and hearing the music from the bands that were playing out there most of the time, we felt like we were on display when we were out on the balcony. And at night, you need to have the curtains closed, otherwise people will see right into your stateroom across the way. Trust me on this. Since staying in the cabin does cost less than an ocean veranda cabin, it's a matter of preference. For us, it's probably a one and done, unless we get a great deal on another short cruise. And even then, I'm not sure. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to review with us the 5 good and 5 not so good experiences we had on our 3-night cruise aboard the Royal Caribbean's Allure of the Seas. We hope it helps you plan your next voyage experience. Here's another video for you, as well as a link to our entire playlist of our Royal Caribbean experiences from a senior's perspective. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.